I put discipline also slash motivation. And just a real quick hit on that and move on. I think that if you're not, disciplined or motivated to accomplish your goals at the end of the day, you're not going to, take the actions necessary to put yourself in the position that you want to be in. So, that's really it. I think that's, a core principle to have. And I'm just going to move on to the next one.
I want to talk just a little bit about that.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to fly through this section.
Right.
Because I think this section is very important.
We don't have to fly through it. We talk about discipline all the time on this podcast.
I know.
You talk about discipline all the time, and that's why I figure it is a main principle, but I wasn't going to get too far into it because, again, we talk about it all the time.
I agree, but repetition is the mother of skill. So for anybody out there who's heard us talk about discipline and motivation before, repetition, the more times you hear it, it might actually stick this time. So the only thing that I want to say about that is that I see this all the time with my athletes. They're motivated. Coach, I'm coming to every skills training session from now on. In my head, are you? Because you sound really motivated right now. But whenever it comes time to actually put in the work, are you going to come to that skills training session? Motivation is excellent when you have it. Mm-hmm. You are not always motivated. Nobody out there is motivated 100% of the time.
Right.
So when you look for that motivation and it's not there, that is where discipline has to be there.
Right.
If you're motivated, I want to do this today, great. Go get that money. Mm-hmm. If you're not, that is when you say, I don't feel like doing this today, but I am the type of person that does whatever it takes to achieve my goals. I'm going to do it anyways.
Right. So even if you're not motivated for the day, you have enough discipline to at least maybe get to the point to where you are, or you at least get something done. It's okay. In my eyes, it's okay because I'm not motivated every single day. I'm not going to sit here and lie to everybody and say that I am, because I'm not perfect. But I try to be as efficient as possible, meaning if I don't feel motivated that day, I'll just do something small and then start from there and build off that. If I'm feeling motivated after accomplishing that small task, guess what? I'll keep going. But if not, maybe that's where I call it. Maybe not. Who knows? But I think those two go hand in hand. So I just wanted you to understand that. I wasn't necessarily saying that you need motivation, because I do remember when we talked about that before, and that's kind of like where I was headed towards. That's why I said discipline, because first I had motivation, right? And then I thought a little bit about it. We had that conversation a while ago, and that's why I added discipline as well. So it's discipline / motivation. They both go hand in hand. I feel like you need both. That's just my personal opinion.
You definitely need both. And just one last thing. Mm-hmm. There's also a difference between motivation and drive.
Yeah.
Drive is really that deeper purpose of why you are doing what you are doing. And sometimes when you're not motivated, you might really need to sit down and think to yourself about all the reasons as to why you want it.
Right.
The reason that you're not motivated is because you're really not connected to why you wanted to do this thing in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
Now, if you get to the point where you're like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Kevin and I talk about this with our business. If there's any day where we don't feel like working, we don't.
Yeah, right.
If I'm on the weekends, and I was actually working I told you this, I was working all weekend long this weekend, and it got to be Sunday at 4 p.m. And I was like, I didn't really take any time to relax. I worked all week this week, and I worked all weekend so far. So I am going to stop myself from working right now, and I'm going to go play video games.
Right.
That is what I did at 4 p.m. on Sunday.
Sometimes you need that decompression, and that's okay.
Because I knew I don't want to get to Monday morning and feel burnt out because I didn't allow myself to have a small break.
Exactly. Everybody deserves a break. Everybody has their own definition of break. And whatever your definition is, that's okay. However, I think it's very important. Very, very important. And don't forget that, everybody gets burnt out. It's okay. I guarantee some of the top people that that you think may be perfect, I guarantee you they're taking breaks at some point in there. Like I said, everybody has their own definition of breaks, but they're taking time out of their day to do something they truly enjoy.
Correct. And just so everybody out there understands how Kevin and I run our business and our lives, we work as hard as possible, and we work every single day because we understand that on any given Thursday, if we don't feel like working, we're not going to.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
all right. I love that discipline / motivation.